over a year ago. I'm looking at it now, September 26, 2023, so just over a year. What prompted you to reach out to us? There's something about you lost a friend, but you don't mean they didn't pass away, but you...
No. Well...
We're no longer friends, basically. Look at the sky, my goodness. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful
out there. Sunset.
Well, I think I should start somewhere else, actually.
Okay.
So, I grew up in a house that was very unsafe for children. Like, it was basically mentally abusing. So during my life, I've had quite a lot of bad relationships, bad jobs, bad a lot of things happened to me. But then I finally snapped, had a bunch of stress, was hospitalized for it. And
when you say hospitalized, you mean?
Mental health.
Mental health, okay.
Hospital, yeah.
Okay, what was the diagnosis?
I guess it was just a burnout. That's what the doctor said. I don't have any diagnosis for that.
What were the symptoms that prompted you to... Was it involuntary?
Yeah, I mean, it was depression, really.
But did you voluntarily go to the hospital, or did the police, this woman's a danger to herself, we're going to commit her? Okay.
No, well, in Denmark, when you're sick, you go to your local, what's it called, GP,
okay,
general practitioner, and say,
so you had
I'm not feeling so well.
Sure. Okay, you had a tough upbringing.
Yeah.
There's abuse, trauma in the household. So can you just connect that to...
Yeah, but I'm getting there. No worries. Okay. So when I was finally out of the hospital and started therapy, because you get like 12 sessions for free to like get better in Denmark at least. I met Søren, my friend, and I don't think I have ever in my life felt so supported and so just happy to have a human in my life. However, Søren has been quite he's been listening to a lot of, this kind of podcasts online, basically.
So he figured out how to not be a pussy?
Well, that's debatable.
It doesn't sound debatable. It sounds like he wasn't there to kiss your ass anymore and it made you upset. And so now you're upset at us. And now you're upset at us because this guy doesn't kiss your ass.
No, I'm actually not upset at you at all. But that was the entire point of reaching out. Because the thing was, we got into a lot of arguments that was basically about him not wanting to be a pussy.
Were you having a sexual relationship with this guy?
No.
No? He was just a close personal friend?
He was the best thing that ever happened to me, as a matter of fact.
Did he want to have a relationship with you?
No, not to my knowledge. I mean,
well,
we've spoken later, and I think he said he had quite a crush on me at some point, but that was just because he thought it was super awesome to hang out with. But I don't. As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing more in it. In any case, if I can get back to my story? Sure. So I was trying to, while we were not talking, and I was trying to figure out what the fudge, was wrong. So I started watching some of these podcasts to figure it out. And
what was wrong? What was wrong? First, let's start with that. What was wrong? What was the problem?
I think it seems like he didn't feel like he was an adequate human being, essentially.
Well, what did he say? What were his complaints?
That men were, or he was, and men in general, was expendable.
That's true.
That they weren't good for society in general, and they were only valuable if they performed in some way, if they were rich or if they were handsome, or the entire thing. I do disagree with that. I think men are great just because they are.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree with that too. I don't think men are only valuable ontologically because they're rich or handsome. That's
no. But that's what I got from him, which was really sad, really. But it does seem that he has, how do you say, like he's worthless, basically, because he's a man. And I think some of the things that has been said on at least this show made it very clear. So I tried reaching out to him again.
What things were said on this show that made him feel valueless as a man?
No, there was nothing said on the show that made him feel less valuable as a man. It was just confirmed a belief he already had about himself.
Well, how could that have confirmed his belief if there was nothing on the show said about how men are less valuable?
Because
it's the women on the show who make men feel like that, not the men on the show.
I think it's been something else from his past, to be quite honest with you. But I think you should. I'm not sure that I'm the right person to ask these questions because I don't know the entirety of what's going on in his head.
Well, so why don't I'll read the message that you sent.
Oh, please.
And then
don't.
we can. Well, I mean, it's material to the conversation at hand,
yes.
But so one of your reels snuck into my feed when you were doom scrolling. I remind you a lot of your friend. So. The similarity is really quite ridiculous. Now, I don't know how much, and this is what you wrote, I don't know how much of your show is your own opinion and how much is on behalf of your viewers, but you really make it a virtue to pick the real moments where you act like an ignorant, self-centered, woman-hating psychopath. Yes. So let's explore these claims. So I perhaps you could point. Hold on. Perhaps you could point to something that I've said that is ignorant, self-centered. But the one I'm more interested in is the woman-hating psychopath part. Mm-hmm. So what have I said that is woman-hating?
Actually, I can't think of a single one right now, but I do think that some of the things that you say, I think I've seen like a few videos where you're not, to be quite honest.
Well, let's not worry about the ones where I'm not. Mm-hmm. You've alleged that I'm a woman-hating psychopath. You've alleged that you can't think of an example, but I'd like to hear at least one example of something that I've said that's woman-hating.
Okay. For instance, I watched I would like to make it clear that these are only on the shorts. Those were the ones I was talking about.
Yeah, sure. Anything that I've said in the shorts, I said on the show too. So
yeah.
I mean, it's typically edited down, condensed, but
yes, I know.
Yeah, it's
but
not
but when you have like 8 seconds like taken out of context, it kind of becomes its own context. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Sure. So okay, let's assume it's even edited in a way to make me look unbecoming in some way. So what did I say in this edited reel?
For instance, well, this young woman was talking about how she thinks she has to be funny and witty and smart when she's meeting guys. Mm-hmm. And you interrupted her saying, I don't think that. I think what a woman should bring to me is peace. That's what you said, something along the lines of that. I'm paraphrasing, by the way. It's like, what I thought that was an example of is how, you just interrupted basically her experience with your own experience. And I'm not saying either of them are correct, and I'm not saying either of them are wrong. Sure. But it's really not a way to treat people, I think.
Well, sure. So I'll just go ahead and grant you that I interrupted her. Mm-hmm. Interrupting somebody means you hate women?
No, but consistently doing it means that, well, at least from my point of view, means that...
Maybe it means I'm a jerk. It might mean I'm a jerk or I'm rude. But how do you come to the conclusion that that's woman-hating?
Because it's only women you do it to. I've never
Andrew. Look.
Does he interrupt you as well?
I do.
With these kind of
I
things?
do.
Oh.
And in fact, last show I was interrupting quite a bit.
Oh.
But as the host and moderator of a podcast, I interrupt people. Sometimes I have to move things along. Sometimes people are a bit long-winded, and not Andrew.
So you
Andrew-
sometimes actually.
He interrupts the men on the show as much as.
Yeah, I'll interrupt people. Well,
I think that's a bit of a stretch.
Well, in any case,
Not a stretch.
why don't we even grant it? I interrupt the women. Well, I
You
mean,
just interrupted me right now. I was talking and just interrupted me. You gonna chastise?
Yes.
I'm a man hater, Andrew.
You are
I am
actually quite a
I'm
man
a
hater.
misandrist. I'm a misandrist, Andrew.
Misandrist. Oh.
Yeah, but
Can
so
you even be a misandrist?
the hold on. So the other issue here is that the panel is predominated by women. So it's more like, of course, I'm more likely to be interrupting women in general because there's more women speaking.
Also, yes.
But in any case, so just to be clear, someone is
And
a woman
also-
hater if they interrupt women.
If they don't want to listen to what women have to say.
Oh, I listen to women all the time.
Do you? Really?
I have 6, 7, 8 hour streams where I
Goodness.
give a panel of women pretty much total open mic, and I give them plenty of time to state their position and worldview.
You do that.
That's the basis of the show, is giving like a lot of women who are just, some of them have social media following, some of them are total no media following, just normal women, and here's a mic, tell me what you think.
Yes. You do that.
Okay, but so
Granted.
okay, here. So, but can you, besides the interrupting example, what's another piece of evidence pointing towards me being a woman hater or a woman hating psychopath? Give me
Well, actually,
go ahead. I just need to just.
the camera.
Well, you had to check something.
Go ahead.
Okay. No, I just felt like I should waiting for you. I felt
it's-
like that
I
was polite.
Go ahead.
I think also one of the things I've also seen you in a show what do they call it? In a short. I think Madison was talking about something. She wanted to start a channel, and because it wasn't becoming you very well, you went, no.
Do you want
And
to
that's
become a whore?
really, and that's
It's the only
You mean when
OnlyFans.
she, you mean when she
Yeah.
wanted to become she wanted to become a prostitute? And Brian said,
I
"No,
don't
be a
think anyone
prostitute."
should become a prostitute if they don't want to. Obviously not.
No, I don't think they should, even if they want to. I still think that you shouldn't be a prostitute, even if you want to be a prostitute. I still think that's bad.
I think that's kind of a.
Yeah, but why would I trust you? You're mentally ill. Like, why would I trust a mentally ill woman to tell me that women who want to be prostitutes should be able to be prostitutes? That sounds insane to me.
I just think it's one of those gray areas where you like. If it, I mean, I'm not encouraging
gray
anyone
area.
to become a prostitute. I don't want that to happen, but I just think there is like, you can't just say you should do this or you should do that. It's like, it's really a very personal choice.
But why would that be woman hating?
Yeah, but okay, wait,
But
wait,
it
hang
is
on,
like
hang on.
if you can treat
this is
Madison that
crazy.
way, you know, if you
Wait
can
a
treat
second, wait a
Madison
second.
that way.
This is crazy. People make personal decisions and choices all the time, which are stupid.
Yeah.
Hang on.
True that.
People make personal choices and decisions all the time, which are stupid. And it's really good if they have friends and they have advisors who talk them out of making stupid choices. Right? This idea that everybody, because they made a personal choice, it's somehow okay, is dumb. People make stupid decisions constantly, and thank God we have people who talk them out of making stupid decisions. That kid at 18, 19 years old should not become an OnlyFans prostitute. I'll haunt her for the rest of her life, and I'm glad that I was able to talk her out of it, and so was Brian. Why in the world would we want to see our friend hurt themselves like that? Why would we want to see our friend do that?
Was she gonna start an OnlyFans? Like
Yes.
a prostitute OnlyFans? I was pretty sure she was talking about a cooking channel.
You know, do you know what a slippery slope is?
Ooh, yeah. You're afraid she's gonna go down a slippery slope.
Yeah,
I think that's
that
valid.
once-
I think that is
I
a
think-
valid point.
I think that when you go onto a venue like OF, It's very easy for you to start with benign content. And then as you get propositioned by more and more people, it's very easy for you to slide down that hole. Yeah, I think so.
I think it is very easy, but I think that's where you should actually go in and talk her out of that. I think that's when you should be at support.
That's what I did. I did that.
But not because she wants to go on the channel and cook.
Yeah, sure.
But are you sure?
She wants to go on the channel and cook. And do you think that the men who are going to watch her on the OnlyFans channel are going there to watch her cook, or because they want to watch her stroke a dick? Which one do you think is more likely? Being completely honest, do you think that men want to go to OnlyFans to watch cooking shows, or to watch women take off their clothes and do things
Definitely
like that?
think they want to see women take off their clothes.
Right, me too. So I talked my friend out of that because I didn't want to see her go down that path.
Well, I think that's good, but do you really think that was the way to go? Like scolding her like that?
Yes. Yes, I'm not going to... When a person's about to make a stupid decision, especially young kids like that, sometimes a good scolding is exactly what they need so that they steer away from that horrible decision that they're going to make. Why couldn't she do a cooking channel on Twitch, on YouTube, on all these other places?
Yeah, actually, I also thought about that.
Yeah, why would you want to limit it to OnlyFans? Well, because you think that you're going to make more money off of men there who want to see you half naked. That's why. That's the idea. And so, of course...
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, so
all the way. Sorry, Andrew, our audio was not boosted all the way. My bad. Go ahead.
Oh.
So of course I'm going to try. Of course I'm going to try to help my friend. I'm not going to let her destroy her life. I can avoid it. Now, if she said, "Screw off, I'm going to do what I want," there's nothing I can do about that ultimately. But I can at least try.
Why didn't you suggest Twitch?
I did.
Or YouTube?
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Not on that reel I saw. Sorry.
But
yeah, well, I mean, but you don't have all the information in context.
No, I do not have it. But that's also what I
watched the entire
said.
thing. But I did recommend that she did a Twitch, YouTube stream for cooking rather than an OnlyFans stream for cooking.
Is she going to do that then?
But okay.
I mean, I think it would be quite fun for her, actually.
That's fine. I mean, I'll move things on here a little bit, but the two examples that you've provided thus far are not particularly convincing in terms of establishing
that you're a psychopath.
That I'm a psychopath, or that I'm woman-hating, or Andrew's woman-hating.
I didn't say that Andrew was woman-hating.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
never talked about him.
Yeah, okay, fine. You're talking about me. But that clip that you're referencing, I believe it was actually primarily Andrew who was strongly encouraging Madison not to pursue that.
But it was your
path.
reaction I was reacting to.
My reaction was...
Oh, no.
What? But what? So wait. So hold on.
Can't you just speak
I don't
ordinarily?
want somebody who I work with, who I care about. No. Oh, who's interrupting now? You gotta let me finish. So somebody who I work with and who I care about, I gave a reaction of disapproval because I didn't want her to get involved in either sex work or a platform that has a stigma associated with sex work. How is this woman hating? And are you pro-sex work? Are you pro-sex work?
As I said, I think sex work is a gray zone.
Is what?
It's a gray zone. Okay. I don't feel like I'm very competent to say anything about like sex work is good or bad, because while I think overall sex work is really degrading to women, I have these, I have come across a few, examples where women just say, "Oh, it's so good and it's so empowering." And I don't want to, disencourage them from doing it, because it's like...
So look, I'll come back to the woman hating part. What about the psychopath part?
Well, I think that's more of a perception I have of you. But you have to understand that all of the things I said was a perception of you. I don't know what your mental health issues are, really.
Okay. But so was it hyperbole?
I have no idea what that means.
Like exaggeration. Exaggeration.
No, but it's a perception.
Go ahead, Andrew.
I was just saying a good example of hyperbole would be if you say you went to the buffet and you got a plate of food, and you were talking to your friends later and you said, "I ate all the food at the buffet." You didn't actually eat all the food at the buffet, right? But you say that because it's just like a common parlance, a common way to say something. So it doesn't mean you literally ate all the food. That would be hyperbole.
No.
By the way, there are some
All of it is-
TTSs. We'll let those come in just a moment, but go ahead.
I think you should consider it more of a perception of you.
Perception of me.
Yeah.
Well,
The
wouldn't...
impression that you give me in those reels. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the impression?
What I wrote.
Oh, that I'm a psychopath.
Yeah. But I don't know if you're a psychopath.
So
that's
wait,
what I,
no,
that's what
but
I'm
hold
telling
on,
you.
wait. But so in terms of the evidence that you've provided so far, the two examples you provided were I perhaps sharply interrupted a woman, and then the other one was I had a, to some degree, bewildered,
Response.
disapproving response to my coworker and friend claiming, saying she was considering starting a cooking OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Why would this lead you to the how does that lead you to the psychopath conclusion? Like these seem like fairly benign responses.
Yes. But I still said it's my perception of you.
But you're
Also, if I may,
sure.
I think her parents were on the show once.
Huh?
I think her parents were on the show once, right?
Oh no, that was it were these two American gladiators. They were not her parents. It was like a banter.
Oh,
We were bantering,
okay.
but it got clipped by somebody else,
Oh,
and so people thought those two were her parents.
Oh.
But it was like if you watch the whole episode,
No.
it's clearly a banter. They're
Oh.
not
Well,
they're
my
not related,
apologies
but
then.
somebody clipped it, and I think we we thought it was funny, so we posted the same clip. But yeah, those aren't her parents.
okay. Well,
But she did
I'm happy
she revealed her body count
Yeah.
to her fake parents.
to her fake
and
parents. And they acted very
they kind of
disappointed.
like
That one really
they
got
did
to
like
me. Was like, oh.
But okay, so what about my conduct in that clip did you find
Because-
objectionable?
No. More that I would have assumed that you knew that they would disapprove of that. And I don't think that's a way to treat people that you care about.
I mean, she said it on the show.
That's super weird. Wait, that's super weird. Why do you think that a person's parents' input, if they're disapproving of the actions of their child, and then you set up the engagement so that their parents can tell them that, why would you disapprove of that? That's weird.
Because I think that's a private matter. I don't think that's anything that should go on the internet.
What if the parents want to make it a public matter?
Who wants that?
I don't
That's
know.
that's
This
a
is your
little messed
hypothetical.
up.
That's what I'm asking you. Is like, if these people want to talk about this publicly, why is that any concern of yours?
Well, because it's out there. And
Yeah,
I have
so?
to, I have to, how do you say? If it's out there for me to see, I'm allowed to have an opinion about it.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
how it
but
works,
you can
you know.
also have a wrong opinion about it, right? So
Yeah,
the
well,
thing,
the
so
truth is
I mean,
gonna-
that's the thing, right? It's like I'm just testing your logic here. If people want to publicly air whatever their things are that they
Yeah.
want to publicly air, why would that be of concern to you? If it's a family matter they want to air publicly, why is that of any concern to you at all?
Because I think that it's not, even though we can't say everything online, I don't think we should.
Okay, well, I agree, and I would say, here's what I would say. I would say that me telling that kid not to do OnlyFans or have an OnlyFans channels for the exact same reasoning that you're currently giving me right now is that it's because I don't want you to put things online that you can't ever take back.
What?
I'll be right back. Continue, guys.
But they weren't talking about OnlyFans. They were talking about her body
No,
count.
I know the instance that you're talking about, they're talking about something different. But what I'm saying is back to your first point, the reason that I told Madison not to do an OnlyFans channel, I was using the same reasoning that you're using right now, which is I think that people should keep some things offline, which are private matters. And I'm like, okay, great. That's exactly why I would tell a woman not to do OnlyFans. They should keep some things offline that are private matters, right? Like sex, for instance, or taking off your clothing or sleeping with somebody, things like that. I think those are private matters, probably should be kept offline, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I don't even know why we have a disagreement. I don't even know what we're disagreeing about here, honestly. It doesn't seem
If
like
we're
there's much in the way.
disagreeing.
Yeah, there doesn't even seem like there's much in the way of disagreement here.
I am back. Okay, wait.
Brian's back.
So, here, let's go through the 3 examples you provided. So, there's claims that I'm a psychopath, and then there's claims I'm a woman hater from you. So, the 3 examples you provided are, if I'm recalling correctly, I sharply interrupted somebody.
And undermined and unvalidated her response. Also that.
You mean disagree?
No.
Undermine.
I think you are allowed to disagree with people. You're allowed to
that's what
disagree
I
with your
did.
guests.
Okay.
However, I think that if you ask a question and then they tell you an answer, you shouldn't really invalidate the answer because
Wait,
then
okay.
you shouldn't
No.
ask the question in the first place.
What's 2 plus 2?
4?
Yeah. So if I ask that question and somebody says 5, you just said, well, if you ask a question and you should just accept their answer. So if I ask a question and somebody says 5 to what's 2 plus 2, yes, I'm going to challenge them on their answer. In this case,
there is a really big difference between, a factual truth and a perception. You do know that, right?
How do you know which one's which?
Because factuals are, facts. It's like the sky is blue, the grass is green, all of that.
Wait,
fun
a
stuff.
fact is a fact because it's a fact?
Yes, but
Is
a
anything
perception.
is anything you've said to me tonight a fact or perception?
No, but no.
So if it's
I'm
a perception,
telling my perception. Yes, that's what I said. A perception, an opinion, a point of view.
And you
that's
think we
very
should
much
accept
different than a fact.
Yeah, you think we should accept all perceptions and opinions?
I think you should challenge them, but I don't think you should invalidate them.
Okay. Well, then I would like you to challenge my perceptions and opinions of you, right?
Go for it.
Here's my big 5. First, I think you're stupid. 2, I think you're dull. 3, I don't think that you have anything constructive here to say whatsoever. 4, you're a massive time waster. And then 5, and let's get to the 5th one, right? None of your criticisms even make sense. They don't even make sense. So that's my perception of you.
Yes.
I'm sure you'll accept that though, right?
You know what? I think you're allowed to have your perceptions. Brian wrote back that I'm an raging, man-hating feminist. And that's not true either.
He didn't tell you the truth, though. He didn't tell you the truth. He was being way too nice. He didn't tell you were stupid, too. That's what he missed. He missed the part where you're stupid.
he is quite cute, isn't he?
Who?
Yeah, I mean, he missed that. It's a key part. He missed the key part where he never told you, because he's such a nice person, that you're also stupid.
That's cute.
And that's the big problem, and that's what
Andrew, be nice.
I wish that
be
Brian
nice.
I wish he would be more
Brian
honest and tell people the truth. I think he doesn't even tell them the truth enough, right? It's like, why are you here having a conversation with us? You're not equipped to do this. You're not equipped to have a conversation with Brian Atlas. You're not equipped to have a conversation with Andrew Wilson. You are not equipped to even have this conversation. I don't even know why you're here having it.
English is her second language.
Why is he so angry?
Yes.
Why is he shouting?
I'm not shouting.
He's nicotine withdrawal.
Nicotine withdrawal. Oh, that sucks.
Okay, we'll explore this a little bit more. But really quick, are you a feminist?
No.
You're
Yes.
not a feminist?
No, I'm not a feminist.
Yes.
Do you believe in equality?
Yes.
Okay, do you want to
Definitely not.
get rid of the patriarchy?
I'm not even sure the patriarchy is real, to be honest.
Okay.
Because I think that the men who wants to oppress women want to oppress everyone.
Sure. Okay.
Why do you have the lesbian haircut?
Andrew,
be nice.
I want to know.
Brian just told you to be
Why do you have
nice.
the lesbian haircut? Why do you have the lesbian?
she has the Rachel Maddow.
Oh.
Actually,
what
it looks
do you mean,
better.
be nice? You called my friend a psychopath, and now I'm supposed to be nice to you?
And
Are you gonna
ignorant.
recant that? Are you gonna-
And
are you gonna
ignorant.
recant-
And
are you gonna
ignorant.
recant that?
Oh, that one really hurt it hard.
Self-centered and woman-hating,
Yeah.
which I I object to all 4. Ignorant,
Okay.
self-centered, woman-hating,
Do you
and
like
psychopath.
women then?
Yes, I do
Yeah,
like women.
You say,
Yo,
wait,
you
can
say,
just
and you
say,
do
like,
believe in equality.
You can say all
Hold
these
on.
horrible things to my friend, but I say a couple things back as be nice. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, he said
No,
that.
no,
That's
double
actually
standard.
that's a good point, Andrew. These are very egregious and mean things to say to somebody.
Yeah, pretty horrible things to say to
Very.
a buddy of mine, and then I say some egregious things you think are egregious. Suddenly it's like, Andrew, be nice. Why aren't you nice? Why aren't you kind? Like, it doesn't sound very nice to call my buddy a psychopathic woman hater. That sounds pretty awful to me, but you did it anyway.
Yeah,
It's a
but
fair
he
point.
called me a raging man-hating feminist also.
Back.
So
He said it back.
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
I said he
That's
came
different.
off
It's like
as
somebody
one.
that's like somebody coming over and punching you in the face, and you punch them back, and they go, "Why'd you hit me?"
I never said that.
Yeah, but that's what it's like. It's like that. You calling a person a bunch of names, and they call you names back, and then you get mad about it. It's like
no, I
if somebody
didn't
walks
get mad
over
about
and
it.
punches a guy in the face, and he punches him back, and you go, "Well, why'd you hit me for?"
But
It-
but I didn't get mad about it.
I'm gonna really quick. I'm just gonna read the rest of the message here. Try to
Yes.
move things on a little bit.
Yes,
It's
go for it.
after the accusations of being an ignorant, self-centered, woman-hating psychopath that you directed towards me. You said it really opened your eyes to the ugliest side of the red pill community.
Yeah.
And realize how impossible it is for a woman to have any sort of relationship with someone like that.
Yeah.
However, I'm skipping ahead a little bit here. However, if you are ever in Denmark, swing by for a glass of mead. Our local brewery is quite good,
Yeah.
and that is the least I can. So you were inviting me out for a date.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, I thought you were trying to hit. My bad.
I'm so sorry. Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna have to take that back because apparently, Søren did want to have a relationship with me after all. Not
Wait,
a
who?
romantic relationship.
Wait, who?
My friend in Denmark, the
No,
one
but
that I
you,
got.
you said this to
really-
me. You said if
Yes.
I'm ever in
Yeah,
Denmark.
but those were two different sentences. The uglier side of it. But I'm gonna have to take the part where it's impossible to have a relationship with someone who is an incel or a bit of a red pill supporter.
You mean a French? Like when you say relationship, you mean
Friendship, yeah.
friendship.
That's what I mean.
Wait, do you think I'm an incel?
No, I think you have sex with women. So yeah, I don't think you're in celibacy at all, actually.
Okay. But
So
you're-
yeah, but
okay, and then
but
hold on.
excuse me,
Yeah.
if I may just finish that one. The second part of it where I was inviting you.
Yeah.
I mean, I do feel like that was the least bit I could do for you because,
Oh.
I mean, even though I didn't want to know, and I would probably have preferred to stay ignorant, I mean, you delivered some pretty important information to me.
Is Andrew frozen? Oh no, sorry. It
Oh,
looked like you're frozen.
he's alive. He's alive, I think.
Yeah, no, it just looked like the screen froze. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, even though it was bad news, I mean, that's the least
Oh.
bit I could do.
For me?
Yeah, for you. That's
Like,
a-
just be honest. You wanted to get me liquored up in Denmark, in a strange country, and then take advantage of me sexually. Just be honest.
No, I would never take
Okay.
advantage of you sexually. Don't worry about that.
Even if I consented? Just kidding. Okay,
Well,
all
if
right.
you consent,
Sorry, that's
well,
great.
if you were like black,
All right.
if you were like blackout drunk, you know, I don't think you could consent actually.
So this was all back like a year ago,
Yeah.
September 2023. Then you reached out Wednesday. Hey, gonna be in Santa Barbara randomly.
Yeah. No, I actually planned that trip for
Let's
quite a while.
see. Okay, hold on. So you also said, so really quick, your relationship status, you're single,
I am very single.
and you've been single since 2020.
Yeah,
You're probably gonna stay that way the rest of your life.
maybe.
She
Who
was
knows?
in a relationship, but you are not a femcel. You are also. Did you say your body count on body
I don't know
count?
my body count.
Huh?
Actually, I don't know my body count.
You don't know your body count.
Yeah. No one does.
Because you wrote, no one keeps track
Nobody
because
knows their body count.
Nobody knows their body count in Denmark. I mean,
What?
no.
I mean,
What?
That doesn't even logically make sense. Of course, people know how many people they've slept with in Denmark.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a lot of
You
them.
can do it like a range to it, but I mean, nobody keeps track because it's not important. I mean,
But I mean, okay, let's say you've
When a
had
person
sex.
has sex for the very first time,
well, then the
they
body
know
count
they
is
have
one.
a body count of 1, right?
Yeah.
So,
No,
but
yeah, I get
somehow when they get to 2 or 3, they lose count.
Yeah,
Actually, I think it's around 5. When we come to 5, like people just start.
No, it's
You
way
know?
more than 5. Like maybe 10 plus, 20
Oh.
plus. Maybe you start forgetting
Yeah.
1 or 2.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so
do. I
look.
do feel like, if it's a more than 5 in Denmark, at least people needs to start counting on their fingers because it's
So
just
you
nobody
wrote,
keep counts.
no one keeps track because it's not relevant in Denmark. Sex is supposed to be enjoyed, not accounted for. There's no points for keeping a low score, no punishment for having a high body count. Fuckboys and players are frowned upon for their disrespectful behavior. That makes men look bad. People who label women as huas are considered petty, and whether a woman is considered a hua mainly comes down to her display of self-respect, not the actual number of people she has or have had sex with.
True.
Well,
So-
I would say what makes a woman hua, as Brian puts it, is having a transactional relationship where she gives people sex for money. I think that Brian is misspeaking here. He means slut. I think that is the correct terminology.
Yeah. You're
Well,
probably
that's what
right.
she wrote.
Yeah.
She wrote
She
wrote sleut. Well, she wrote
Yeah.
hua. Hua.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess continuing on with the notes, although I mean I disagree with you. Even if perhaps the societal view in Denmark or these sort of more Scandinavian or Western European countries, I'm pretty sure even in super progressive Europe, the men still are going to, on some level, be find a woman with a high body count a suboptimal partner. Whether they tell you that or not, I don't know.
Well, that's probably a lot they don't tell us, but
Sure.
That's,
Like for example,
that's
You realize we talk to men all over the world from Scandinavian countries, and they very much prefer women to not have slept with very many men. They very much prefer that.
okay. Well, I think you do tend to approach a certain segment of men.
Well, okay, but that criticism can be equally applied to you.
Yeah, it
If you're
can.
saying it's just dependent upon the social circle, Andrew, and that's why you
No.
meet so many Scandinavian men who say that they prefer women with low body counts, then I can use the same criticism back and say, well, I would just say that it's dependent upon your social circle, that you just hang out with a lot of sluts, and so therefore you're all coping.
I don't really hang out with a lot of sluts.
but I thought
Well, apparently, I mean, you must if none of them keep count of how many men they've slept with, because they slept with so many that they lost count, right? They lost. Who loses count? Who loses count of like how many people you've had sex with?
like
That's a
30
pretty
plus,
big deal,
30
I would
plus.
think, right?
Well, neither do the men. They don't keep count either. So you
Yeah, so
think
again,
also all
this sounds like
Scandinavian
a
men
social
are
circle.
slutty?
Yes, well, many, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
of course. I would condemn that as well, but it sounds like it's a social circle thing. If the men that you know are sluts and the women you know are sluts, well, then it sounds like you hang out with a bunch of sluts, right? Like, I don't know how else to say it. Like, what do you want me to say?
Well, I do hang out with quite a lot of people from different social circles.
But here's the thing also. So let's say a man is inclined towards having casual sex and he's trying to have casual sex with you or with a woman. He's not going to bring up any sort of body count objections if his motivation is to fuck you because, he's not going to get what he wants if he starts like essentially trying to shame you for your past conduct.
Brian, they're calling it
obviously
Degenmark. They're calling it
Degenmark. I like that. I like that. Degenmark. But
Obviously not.
do you have a sense, because like I know sometimes you can't account for if you have like a body count that's maybe 30, 40, 50 plus, you're not going to maybe remember every single one, but you can start like recalling encounters and you can start at least determining, well, it's above 20, it's above 30. Do you have a sense of the range? Like, is it 100 plus?
No, I don't think so.
50 plus? Okay, so it's like 99 or?
Maybe.
Okay.
Well, your guess is as good as mine.
Okay.
That's also what I wrote.
Yeah, you did right. Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? Your last relationship ended in 2020.
Yes.
That was 4 years ago. Can you do, because you're 40, right? So, I mean, when did you lose your V card, virginity?
When I was 17.
17. So that was like early 2000? Like, wait, hold
Probably.
on. 2003, like NSYNC was still a thing, I guess. I don't know.
I do remember NSYNC.
So, like, look, if you forget a couple of the college hookups in Denmark, you know, you forget a couple back, you know, it was the early 2000s. What about in the past 4 years, though? Your last relationship ended 2020. What's the body count from the past 4 years?
Goodness. That is a very, very good question, as we would say when I don't know the answer to it. I don't know. I don't remember. What is it? You look surprised.
I just nuked everything off my sound. Sorry. I nuked everything off my soundboard. Okay, so look.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Can you calculate for the past 4 years?
I don't know.
Is it more than 10?
Probably not.
More than
Somewhere between 5 and 10? I don't know.
Okay. All right. You also wrote, I'll move off of the body count thing. You also wrote that...
Bro. This chick's retarded. We should get back to the election coverage.
We'll go soon.
She's
Andrew.
cost me 900 live viewers so far. Let's talking to this broad, dude.
Andrew, we'll
I'm
get
gonna make it
soon.
All right.
Soon.
Oh, I need to shout a little bit more of you.
Just change
call
the title.
Call you shitty names.
So okay.
Go ahead. That would be better than what you're doing now.
I'm sorry.
Here,
It's just I'm too
I'll make
polite,
it more
I
interesting.
guess.
I'll make it more interesting. So you wrote, I do think that, you wrote that you think that I should get some education on a couple of journalistic disciplines for my own sake. You might argue that you might argue that his lack of them has made him very rich. Yeah. What journalistic disciplines what are you talking about?
Well, I asked you what you actually wanted to talk about prior to this show, and you didn't give me a response to that. It's like, oh yeah, we just cross that bridge when we get there.
No, that
a little bit of research would be nice.
A little what?
A little bit of research would have been nice.
You reached out to us over a year ago. You had ample opportunity, and you admit to have watched the show.
Yeah.
I asked you some casting questions, which you were like questioning how to respond.
Yeah.
In fact, I think, hold on, I'm scrolling up through the notes. I said, okay, so the message you sent back in 2023, you acted like an ignorant, self-centered, woman-hating psychopath, and then
but what has that got to do with this now?
No. In 2023, I say, how about you come on the show and debate your erroneous points?
Yeah. And I didn't want to do that.
In 2023, but you're like, well, hey, Brian, I'm in Santa Barbara.
Well, obviously.
Come on the podcast. Of course, I'm going to ask you about your criticisms that you made.
No, so but that's legit. That's valid.
But
that's the problem.
What's the problem?
But that was
Wait, what's the problem?
What's the problem? That that you asked me back then, and while I wasn't really, having it, you might say, I just think that considering that you actually made it possible for me to talk to Søren again, I think it wasn't too unreasonable to just come on the show. And I don't know what you wanted to ask about. Any crazy sex experiences? Gee, I don't know. I lived for 40 years, bro. Of course I've had a couple of weird experiences. But it's like, if you don't give me any sort of prompt, it could be really, I I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I should be talking about.
Well, I mean, those are the casting questions we send to anybody who wants to come on the show. But then you also sent a message, and I invited you to
what's
debate.
your angle on this, anyways? It's like.
What do you mean? What's my angle on what?
Well, journalists speak about angles, or we're
having a conversation, and we're exploring your criticisms of the show.
Yes.
And myself.
An interview.
That's the angle.
Oh.